So basically, my mom came in Amman, Jordan when she was 19 as a domestic helper. She started working. She met my dad. From there, everything was okay. When I was a kid, I really used to get sick a lot. Mostly it's like very high fever. At some point, my mom used to like tell me this story when I was a kid. She was like ironing, and then I was in the other room. She came and checked on me, and my eyes was like in the back of my head, and I was like shivering, very hot. Like she can see like I'm like having smoke coming out of me. My mother rushed from the our apartment, and she brought me to hospital. She was wearing shorts and a shirt and nothing basically. She's like house clothes basically. And he denied us, denied my mom, like getting me submitted because I was about to die. They were like, no, you have to have the papers and whatever. They didn't accept me while I was dying basically. And then our neighbor helped us, brought us to hospital, and thankfully they're good people, and they took me in, threw me in a bucket of ice. I started getting healthy. My mother just took care of me. She used to put me at a babysitter, like a daycare basically, and then she heads off to work. She used to work like three jobs a day, and then gets me from the daycare. Repeat, basically. Same thing every day. And then by the age of 7, my mom submitted me to a school in Amman. At first, it was like kind of under the table. It was okay. So they took me. I started going to classes every day for, I think, for a month, 2 months, 3 months, something like that. And everything was cool and everything, but afterwards, Mudira, she talked to my mom, and she apparently said that they can no longer keep me because sadly I didn't have my papers, which is passport or Iqama. So she had to take me out of the school, sadly. And from there, my mom homeschooled me, and she used to take me with her to work, and she used to like teach me there, give me stars when I was a kid. Makes me happy as well. I got to mingle with her kids that she used to babysit as well. So we started to learn more English. That's what helped me more as well with everything right now, even though I didn't go to school. So basically, I was born in 1992. So I have been staying here illegally for like about 30 years now. And there are plenty of kids that are heading to where I am today, sadly. It's not an easy situation, honestly. But you know, we're not bad people. We try to make things right, but the laws here isn't that great. We always ask for help from anyone that we trust, and some can help, some can't. But it's okay, at least like they tried. And I can say we tried as well. We've been trying like since I was 16, I think, like trying to get things right. Like I've actually worked also for like a bunch of people here as well that tried to help me as well, but couldn't, sadly, because of the law as well. Or I don't know, they didn't want to bother, I guess, in hopes of like me getting my paper. I became my mother's daughter, actually. I started working 3 jobs a day as well. Babysitting, housekeeping, banqueting as well. I felt my mom's pain. Problems we faced when I was a kid. There's plenty. Obviously, first of which is the cops. When I was a kid, like we used to be, actually back in the days it used to be like easier. At some point I remember when I was a kid, my mom and I went to my auntie's house, and a cop stopped us, and he was like, "Where is your Iqama? Where do you work?" And my mom used to work for an American family, so she used to like tell them her employer's name, and I think they called them, and then they check, and then things were easier before. It wasn't this complicated. We face a lot of stuff. It's mainly with the cops, honestly, because we've been stopped a bunch of times. Thankfully, for some reason, alhamdulillah, like I kind of dodged the situation when I start speaking in Arabic, because they think I'm Jordanian, and then things go well. Like I use my humor, and then I tell them like we're trying to fix our papers, and they're like, okay, cool, like show me your passport, and then we show them our passports, and then they let us go. That incident happened twice, 3 times now, right? So you're being an undocumented person as a child as well before, but it's much harder now. now that I'm 30. Nowadays, it's really hard because like we don't go in a certain area because we know that there is plenty of cops there, and we hear from our friends or whatever, like the cops are catching people that are not documented and don't go there, don't go there. And then pandemic hit, things got harder for sure. But thankfully my employer were pretty nice, pretty good actually. But nice. They're very good, very generous. They helped us through the pandemic. Like we used to meet up like in a certain place, and then my boss just gives me my salary basically. At some point, my boss said that this barcode thing might be a problem someday to you because you need to get vaccinated. The thing is with me, it's because I'm not documented. I was born and raised here. That was a problem for me not getting a vaccination now, like after the pandemic. I tried to go to get vaccinated at some point, and then I went to the table where they take the passports, and she flipped the passport and she was like, where is your barcode? I'm like, oh, yeah, and then I had to lie. I was like, no, that's like, it's in my old passport. So, oh well, okay, thank you so much. From that, why I went to that place to get vaccinated is because someone told me that they give out vaccinations as long as you have your passport. And I tried, but it didn't work sadly because, again, I'm not documented here in Amman. But honestly, the problem is it's not just in Jordan, if you think about it. It's in Saudi, Iraq, everywhere, Yemen, everywhere. So it's I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm gonna say this, it's also the parents' fault, honestly. But also, I wish like with them knowing that, they could have like helped us instead of making things much harder. Like let's say for the vaccination, for people that are not documented, I wish they could have had like a temporary barcode for people like us, because for us people, we're like, basically there's refugees and then there's us. We are like it's like we don't exist in their eyes. My boss spoke to one of the people of Ministry of Health, and they could not believe that I even exist. They're like, you're lying, you're not, she doesn't exist. I don't believe you. So we do not exist. And then my boss was like, she's here. She's actually here. She's like, how does she survive? I was like, we try to survive. Yeah. We try. We work honestly. We are loyal. We do not do anything bad. We try to do our best every day. But yeah, we just try to survive basically. It's very hard, but plenty of kids now being born. A few years as they get older, they're gonna face the same problem that I am facing right now, which is not really that great because, you know, the kid doesn't know anything. It would have been the same, or it would have been 100 times better, but no one can control it, honestly. So I honestly don't know what to say exactly to the parents, because life is very different for everyone, but we are all facing the same struggles. But I would say I wish the parents would have paid more attention to the documents of the kid, done things differently when the kid is born. For parents, I wish they'll have more courage to ask for help, even though they don't know where to go, but ask for help, you know? It wouldn't hurt you. And then you can start from there, because the littlest thing can help in the most biggest way, honestly. So I wish like the parents could have more knowledge for kids like me. It is really hard. It's very, very hard, but like, my mom used to say like, whatever challenge life gives you, God is gonna guide you through it, and just take one day at a time. And yeah, ask for the government. I wish they gave us more opportunities. Let's say like having people that can help people like us. Like even a small organization as well, like to help people like parents who don't know what to do, to get papers, to get documents for the kid. I wish they had that before, because obviously the parents, if they're new in Amman, they wouldn't know where to go, where to come. They don't know how to speak the language. If they had someone that speaks their language to help them around for when they have to do the kids' documents, I wish that they had someone to guide them through it. It doesn't have to be like a very like a big organization, but at least I wish they had that person before to guide like someone like my mom to do things for the kid, like, and like even like just getting the kid vaccinated, getting the kid a passport, or getting a kid an Iqama or something like that. I wish like they acknowledge that we exist. It's not easy, but it's not the kid's fault.